now.
Yeah.
He's going to be fighting against Matt Costa, who's playing a much more traditional list of Delver. Pretty similar to what we've been seeing lately. No gut shots here. Matt Costa's list is probably better in the mirror than a lot of the other lists we've been seeing, but it's much worse against the decks with like green 1 mana producing creatures.
Yeah, he's playing Geist of St. Traff today. I believe the last time we saw him, he was playing Blade Splicers.
Yeah, Matt Costa switches it up. Matt Costa had Blade Splicer in the PTQ that he played last week, where he finished in the top 4. And there he was playing a list that looked almost identical to this, minus the Geist of St. Traff's and plus Blade Splicer. So Matt has switched back to the Geist for this tournament. So somebody who's always playing what he believes to be the best iteration of this deck should be this should be telling.
Be a really fun match to watch. These players are both very technically sound, very few mistakes. They do think a bit, but that'll give us some time to discuss what we think their thought process is. Although who are we to delve into the minds of Matt Costa and Sam Black, you know? At least who am I? I mean, Pro Tour champion Jake Van Lunen might have a little bit more insight, but...
I mean, Matt Costa and Sam Black are masters, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. But everybody makes mistakes. It's not like a perfect match of Magic is something that you pretty much never see.
Yep. Looks like they're mulling over whether they're going to keep their openers. Sam Black has at least a gut shot. I see a red card. He also has a Seachrome Coast on the front there. Plains Glacial Fortress, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 4-lander. Normally that's unkeepable in Delver. Even if you have like Ponder, Delver, Mana Leak, and 4 lands.
Sam
like,
Black's not running,
that.
not a Delver deck though.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that Sam's deck, you might be able to keep those 4-landers. Which something that's interesting is Sam's deck, by going a little bit bigger, actually has a much wider range of hands that he can keep. He doesn't mulligan as well though.
Right.
So he has a wider range that he can keep, but his 6-card and 5-card hands are much worse.
So Matt Costa's going to lead off with a Gitaxian Probe, and Sam reveals a Phantasmal Image, a Probe of his own.
Yeah, Gitaxian Probe, a Gut Shot, and 4 lands.
And 4
pretty
lands.
Weak hand from Sam.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure if I keep this.
Well, it answers Delver Geist, I suppose.
Yeah, it answers Delver and Geist.
It gives him a redraw with the Gitaxian Probe, and it lets him cast his spells. So it is pretty weak, especially since Matt has 2 Mana Leaks to be able to answer pretty much anything Sam plays later. He top decks a Restoration Angel.
Pretty
Sam paying mana, of course, for his Gitaxian Probe because he has no early play. Matt Costa has Mana Leak, Delver, Ponder, Vapor Snag, Cavern of Souls.
So you can name Human with this Cavern next turn and cast Delver and Ponder.
That seems like the most likely scenario at this point, unless Matt draws a land. Something that I've always heard, Kenny Castor always tells me when I'm playtesting with Delver, let the game come to you. You never know what's going to happen until the game happens. So if he draws a land here, the game is completely different, and it is. Well, not that different. That's
really.
A Glacial Fortress. I suppose he is just going to play the Delver and Ponder pass, or Ponder Delver.
Now, it's interesting to note that Sam Black, with that Seachrome Coast, chose to pay mana for Gitaxian Probe. But if you're playing a normal Delver deck, you would pretty much never do that on turn 1.
Right.
Because there's a chance that you top deck a Delver, and then you could even top deck a Ponder or something. Now, it doesn't really matter if you top deck the Ponder, but it's nice to have the extra mana. But if you top deck the Delver, it's super important to have that open mana. So you would always pay the 2 life. However, with Sam's deck, he's not playing Delver. So again, he gets to save these life points. It's all these little edges that Sam's deck picks up by not playing Delver that make up for the fact that he doesn't have those draws that just automatically beat everybody.
Absolutely. And even if Sam top decks something like a Ponder, he probably doesn't want to play it on turn 1. Matt Costa looking over, pondering his options. He's going to leave them the way they are and draws a Island. So there you go.
Yeah, so Island Delver Secrets, he kept the cards that were on the top of his library, so presumably this Delver of Secrets is just going to be a 3/2 flyer for 1 mana.
There it is. Delver of Secrets, when it came out, as soon as it was released, even before it was released, no one really looked at it. No one
really.
No
Everybody
one
thought it was really good. Maybe it's
not immediately. Not right at the beginning. No, not until I heard Mark's son start talking it up about Legacy did I hear anyone start talking about it. And then about a week, maybe 2 weeks after the release, people were like, wow, Delver of Secrets is the card.
Yeah, I remember Brian Cowell, the second it got spoiled, was like, best card in the set.
Oh, well.
And then Snapcaster Mage was clearly better, but...
both still very good.
So Matt Costa got his Delver of Secrets gut-shotted by Sam. Interesting, knew that Sam had that gut shot. Matt here going to get some free value off of Snapcaster Mage if he so desires. However, aware that Sam does have a Phantasmal Image in hand, so Sam could create that same level of card advantage for himself. And at this point, Matt has a few Mana Leaks in hand, so it doesn't really have to do that. It's pretty close for Matt, what he's supposed to do here.
So he's going to play Cavern. This is presumably naming Spirit for Geist of St. Traft, although we don't know just yet.
He might just name Angel because of its implications as the game progresses, and he's also aware that Sam does have an image in hand. So, like, getting the Geist countered isn't really the end of the world. Like,
Sam Black has a Cavern of his own.
Very unlikely that Sam's going to counter the Geist with the image in his hand when Matt only has one mana open.
Sam's is clearly naming Angel, as noted by the piece of paper on top. So Sam choosing not to play the image there to get rid of the Geist.
Yeah, kind of telegraphing the Angel that's in his hand. Matt attacking anyway, has a Vapor Snag in hand. Sam does not know about this Vapor Snag, hasn't seen it yet. Does, however, know about the Snapcaster Mage, so next turn we will see the image. But Sam's going to need the 5th land, which I believe he already has, in order to image with the mana to pay for the Mana Leak.
Yeah, so Matt's Cavern did name Spirit.
Oh, it did name Spirit.
It named
Very
Spirit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Sam is... Sam has access to Phantasmal Image with mana to pay for Mana Leak. Knows that Matt has 2 Mana Leaks, but probably okay with... Oh! Instead chooses to just Ataxian Probe.
And chose Mana Leak, Snapcaster Mage.
See, and now Sam is not going to be able to Phantasmal Image because he locked himself out of being able to pay for the Mana Leak.
Yeah. Now... Oh, so did he know about the Snapcaster Mage before?
He did.
So the Vapor Snag plan for Matt is going to be a lot better against the Restoration Angel that Sam still has.
If you have extra time on your match, please put up your hand and call a judge.
There's Sam Black mulling over his options.
I'm actually really surprised by that play from Sam. I really hope he was writing down his opponent's hand when he Ataxian Probed earlier because he knew those 3 cards, didn't he?
I believe so. So Matt Costa's going to swing in with the Geist, making an Angel. Sam Black's options are he could Vapor Snag the token, I suppose.
It's a pretty reasonable line.
He's going to try and make this Angel again. Another Vapor Snag from Matt Costa.
Drew a Vapor Snag.
Wow.
That's really rough for Sam. So Sam's falling to 5 here.
Yep. And Matt still with double Mana Leak in hand. Sam has another Cavern.
Yep, going to name Illusion here, presumably.
Yep.
Actually quite good to have that and be able to name Illusion because, the double Mana Leak in Matt's hand would otherwise kill Sam. So
now Matt has the option
Sam.
of Vapor Snagging his own Geist in order to... Oh, nope, he's just going to let it Legend rule.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Sam's at 5. He has the Snapcaster with a bunch of action, so... Yeah, now that Matt has double Snapcaster, he can get a little creative with how he wants to win this game.
He has double Snapcaster, double Mana Leak in hand?
Correct.
Wow.
Pretty bad hand against Sam with double Cavern of Souls, but still, just 2 Snapcaster Mages in hand is basically like having 4 awesome cards in your hand anyway.
Yes.
So. Or 3 awesome cards, I'd say.
Vapor Snag, Gitaxian Probe, Restoration Angel, and Plains from Sam Black.
Sam's Vapor Snags are quite bad. Oh, and a Dismember, another perfect card from Matt.
Another good answer to Angel that doesn't require Mana Leak.
Alright, so Sam here going to end step this Angel. Matt dismembering it right away.
Yep. Dropping to 12.
Sam drawing a Mana Leak.
Seeing the same information from Matt once again, however, Gitaxian Probe,
didn't know
of
about
course.
that Snapcaster Mage, though.
Oh, we didn't know about the second. You're right. We didn't know about the second
Yeah.
Snapcaster Mage. Also drawing a card which was a Blade Splicer. And even though we're tapping 2 caverns, this is a counterable Blade Splicer.
Yes.
Although he has 3 mana up, if he so chooses.
So I'm going to have to pay for this Mana Leak.
Yeah, I don't see any way he couldn't pay
I mean,
for this
he
Mana
could
Leak.
Mana Leak the Mana Leak and leave Vapor Snag mana open.
I suppose. That seems pretty poor, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to really Vapor Snag the Snapcaster ever. I think you just have to pay for the Mana Leak. I mean, he knows his opponent's hand is the Snapcaster and another Mana Leak. The Snapcaster. Ooh, Matt drew a Moorland Haunt. Very good card right now.
Yeah, Moorland Haunt is good. Could spell the end for Sam here. That's a real good one. Vapor snagging the token, sending Sam to 3. And here's
Sam gonna block
the
that?
Moorland Haunt.
Yep. Sam now at 3, facing down lethal damage.
He draws Consecrated Sphinx.
Knows about the Mana Leak, cannot do anything.
Yep. Neither of those caverns is naming Sphinx right now.
With another land, would have been able to add Sphinx with Mana Leak backup, but does not look like that's going to happen here.
So what are Sam has very few options here. His options, I guess, are he does not have a Snapcaster Mage anymore, does he?
No.
So he's got the Vapor Snag,
He has double Snag Sphinx.
so he can bounce both of those creatures if he so chooses. Or he can bounce one and either go to 1 or 2.
Yeah, so Sam's going to take another gander through Matt's graveyard. This is a way to get a lot of really good information. It's nice to always look at your opponent's graveyard. You can figure out what cards are still in their deck, cards it's most likely that they can have in their hand, based on how they're playing. Sam also wanted to look through that graveyard because he's going to bounce Matt Costa's Snapcaster Mage to keep himself at 3.
Interesting.
Just too important. I mean, Matt still has live Vapor Snags in the yard.
So Mana Leak.
And this is very nice from Sam. This Mana Leak here is going to force Matt to either let the Snapcaster get countered or
not have Moorland Haunt active for next turn.
Yeah, and also allow Sam to resolve the Consecrated Sphinx.
Yes.
So Matt probably thinks that Sam is playing to his outs in Consecrated Sphinx, but in reality,
He has it.
he has it.
He has it the whole time.
Yeah. Now, that's a whole lot of cards spent by Sam to do a lot of
He sees Ponder,
ponder.
Ponder, Probe.
It's pretty good. Matt Costa going to 8, and the writing on the wall.
Yeah. It's a Geist, a Snapcaster Mage, and a Ponder.
Ooh, that Snapcaster Mage is insane here. That
Yes.
kind of wins in the game.
That's going to be able to bounce the Consecrated Sphinx. Yep.
And Matt Costa with some
Costa.
solid draws and some solid play, able to take that one down.
Good ponders on the top to be able to take that one down when it was possibly could have gotten out of reach, but he reined it right back in and was able to take it. Now looking at their sideboards, Sam Black, of course, has a much different looking sideboard than most blue-white decks in the room. A lot of ones and twos, a lot of ones. Oh my! So he has Tameo, Karn Liberated, a Dismember, a Dissipate, a Jace, Memory Adept, a Timely Reinforcements, which I would imagine comes in here, a Divine Offering, which he didn't see any swords, and Matt does not run any.
Well, Matt has 2 Sword of War and Peace
Oh, he
main,
does?
but
Oh.
he's probably taking them out.
Yeah.
So I don't think Sam can really bring in any artifact removal.
Sam also bringing in a Phantasmal Image, going up to 2 now.
Yeah, Sam is for sure bringing in Phantasmal Image and Timely Reinforcements. Probably taking out some combination of...
Day of Judgment probably comes out here. Do you think? Or does
I
the
don't
other one
hate Day of
actually does the
Judgment
other one
here.
come in? Oh, he doesn't have. Oh, he has 2 in the sideboard. Do we leave the 1 in just to be able to clear away Geists?
I think it might just be right at 1 against this deck. I'd like to ask Sam about it afterward, but I don't think I'd side out the first one, but I don't know if I'd bring in the second one.
Meanwhile, for Matt, Matt also has Phantasmal Images, which may come in to be able to take advantage of Blade Splicer or Consecrated Sphinx. He also has a Dissipate, which I think is really good, as well as a Negate in the sideboard. Both of those probably are able to come in.
You can't bring in the Negate or the Dissipate. Or you can bring in the Dissipate, but not the Negate. There's just nothing you really...
Other than the Planeswalkers.
Yeah, I mean...
Those all
hard
get countered
to-
by Mana Leak anyway, I suppose.
Yeah, the Negate is really narrow against Sam. Like, and the thing is that the blue-white mid-rangey decks usually only have 2 Planeswalkers in the entire list. So bringing in Negate, like, that's really the only cards that Negate is strong against, and then you end up putting yourself in a position where you want to leave mana open, or you have these tough decisions, and then the one turn you don't leave the mana open is the turn that they cast the only spell in their deck that your Negate actually gains an advantage against. And it's just pretty interesting. So did they ban something? Is that what is that?
It doesn't. This just looks like a joke thing. They did not ban anything yet, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean they could ban something just for diversity's sake.
I suppose they could. I was talking with Matthias about this. I don't think that anything in Standard will get the axe. It's possible Grizzly Bear gets the axe in Legacy. A 2/2 for colorless and
I don't
green is
think
way
you
too
can.
good. No, of course, Crystal Brand is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't think Grizzlebrand will get banned.
We said it's possible. We would not. We would give it another 3 months.
Yeah, let
it have its time in the sun.
Yeah. People, it did not do well this weekend.
Yeah. So it looks like Michael Hetrick has lost this round. His Twitter update says someone call 911, which is his record now, presumably. I imagine he played Brian Braun-Duin this round, making Brian Braun-Duin the only X1 in the room and now in first place, having beaten the 2 previous undefeated players. Yeah. So he's undefeated.
Playing Brad Nelson, citing 5-star Reanimator deck.
Solar Frights.
A.K.A. the Red Cyclone.
The Red Cyclone. A.K.A. SCG Blue Frights. A.K.A. I think that's all the names we got, actually.
Well, it's not really SCG Blue Frights because the SCG Blue team... Well, no, because the SCG Blue team all said the deck was terrible.
That's true.
They wouldn't play it.
Well, then it's an ironic name.
It is an ironic name.
So...
Yeah,
it was Brad and BBD who championed it, and Nick Spagnolo was also on the plan for a while. I'm not sure he actually ended up playing it.
No, he ended up playing Delver.
Okay. He audibled back. I know that he was sold for a little while.
Yeah, he was sold for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to him on the phone about how sweet it was.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about that deck after this tournament? Do you think that can be a player in the metagame, or is that going to be a one-hit wonder?
Yeah, that can definitely be a player. I mean, I don't know.
Sideboards will certainly have to adapt and play more Nihil Spellbombs, but...
Nihil Spellbomb is not that good against it, because all the decks that can play Nihil Spellbomb in their sideboard are all decks that, like, you're just siding in your Strangler Geist and Sword of Form pieces against, and you take out your Graveyard Plan. So, like, all the decks that have Graveyard Hate, post-board, you're not a Graveyard deck.
Right.
Like, you're still using your Graveyard to, like, flashback
Lingering
like, Tracker's
Souls
Instincts and Lingering Souls and...
Faithless Lootings, but you're not leaning on Burial Rites.
Yeah, like if they're going through the trouble of like spending turns to Nihil Spellbomb away like a Lingering Souls that I've already cast when I'm trying to sort them, I'm completely fine with that.
Sure. So that's going to be a shift in the metagame maybe. From 3 decks in this Invitational, possibly, to a new player in the metagame. So we're going to start game 2 here. Matt Costa has a mix of lands and spells, including a Gitaxian Probe in the front, and looks like a Consecrated Sphinx in the back. There. Sam is on the mulligan.
And now, post-board here, Sam definitely has played this matchup more than a few times, coming in second place in... championship qualifier Magic Online. It's a lot of rounds.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Delver fights. Again, Sam is not playing Delver though. He's exchanging those powerful Delver Secrets draws for a stronger mid to late game.
And if you're watching this game and want to know more about Sam's thought process and Sam's deck, he did write an article for Star City Games recently. That's at starcitygames.com, and you can go read it. The article is entitled, he has one entitled Building Standard Decks, but I'm trying to find the article here for you. He wrote a tournament report for the WMCQ.
Okay.
And he goes through the reasoning behind why he decided to eschew Delver for a more controlling plan. And so you can go through Sam's thought process at there's an article on Star City Games.
Alright, and a Gitaxian Probe reveals Sam's hand, which is a Flood Scour, a Gitaxian Probe, and 2 Snapcaster Mages. Sam opting to not play that Gitaxian Probe on turn 1. Nothing he can really draw into in his deck because he's not playing a Delver, so he'd rather just wait and see an extra card with it.
He's going to Thought Scour himself, putting a Phantasmal Image and a land in the graveyard.
Drawing a Gideon Jura.
Sam does not have any way to take advantage of his graveyard other than Snapcaster Mage, so that Phantasmal Image is just going to be there. There's no Sun Titan or...
Well, there's Moorland Haunt.
Oh, he does have Moorland Haunt. Mm-hmm. Okay, he has 1 Moorland Haunt.
And Snapcaster.
And of course the Snapcaster. But the Phantasmal image, I didn't see the one Moreland Haunt. I thought that was just going to be trapped there for all time. So Matt Costa is going to reveal Dissipate, Consecrated Sphinx, Amass the Components, and Snapcaster Mage along with 3 lands. So Matt becoming a much more control-y version of his deck after board.
Yeah, post-board Matt, in this matchup, just tries to become Sam's deck.
And Sam playing a Ambush Viper that flashes back the Gitaxian Probe there, becoming maybe the aggro deck. For a moment at least.
Yeah, nice little Silver Gull Adept there for Sam.
That's right.
And Matt decides he
Does
would
the same.
also like the Silver Gull Adept.
This is his first peek at Sam's hand, however.
Standard players, welcome to
It's going to
round
get
two.
gut-shotted before he
You
can
have
see
50
what's
minutes.
in
You may
hand.
begin.
Both players going to be at 16 life. He shows Blade Splicer, Gideon Snapcaster, and another Gitaxian Probe.
And he is in need of some white mana here. Dropping down to 14 here.
Shows
Sam.
the hand once again, reveals a Dismember that was recently added.
Alright, now, yeah, Sam needs to draw a white here. If he draws a blue, it's fine, but just drawing a land is so important here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does not get there.
It's very unfortunate.
Going to get in for 2. And another Snapcaster's going to flash back this other Gitaxian Probe.
Wants that land bad. Didn't get it.
And dug deep, but
Attention Magic players.
So Sam now at 10
Draft number one.
from his own damage, and there's the white mana he needed. So Sam theoretically in this game with a handful of 5 drops.
yeah, I mean, he had
Oh, he does have a Blade
draw
Splicer,
steps.
so
Yeah.
it's going to get dissipated, however. Matt Costa draws Oblivion Ring to be able to deal with opposing Planeswalkers and Consecrated Sphinxes. That, of course, the Lorwyn Oblivion Ring,
the better Oblivion Ring.
of course. That one foils up much nicer because it's got the pink and the purple in it. I think that recently they must have... he's going to Oblivion Ring a Snapcaster Mage, it seems. And dismember the other Snapcaster Mage, putting Matt to 6. A lot of Phyrexian damage, life lost this game. Neither player particularly afraid now that they both know that they're on the control plan. Sam Black drew a Timely Reinforcements, which does not do much when your opponent has the same number of creatures as you and less life. There's Timely Divine Offering, Vapor Snag, and the Gideon and Consecrated Sphinx that we already had known about. Matt deciding not to go to 4 life here. Does not want to activate his Fateful Hour. He is going to amass some components, however. Amass the Components, a common from Avacyn Restored. 3 colorless
Pretty
and a
good
blue. It's a very good one. Late in games like this, it often acts as an ancestral vision, or
Recall.
vision, or recall, or whatever. Because it can take the land that's stranded in your hand and replace it with 3 useful cards. Matt now has a handful of goodies. There's a Snapcaster Mage from Sam,
Snapcaster from Sam.
which is going to Thought Scour himself, putting 2 lands in the bin. Not exactly what Sam wanted. Sam trying to hit a land drop, milling 2 lands, and drawing another spell.
Pretty rough for Sam.
That's not a great thing for Sam there. Matt's going to ponder a little bit. He finds a Snapcaster Mage, a Plains, and another white card. Looks like a Restoration Angel.
Pretty good.
And that's a very good ponder for Matt. And another Oblivion Ring from Matt.
Yeah, so Stem the Bleeding. So Sam having to stop attacking, and now missing these land drops. Going to
He found a
become,
land drop there, but that one came into play tapped. That one's just a Coastal Tower.
Yeah, and now, because of the game state where Matt has 6 lands, Sam can really never tap his mana, except on Matt's end step. So
here's a
rough.
Restoration Angel. Sam going to drop to 7 from the 3/4 Flash Flyer. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to try and flash in a Restoration Angel of his own.
And I think it's going to stick.
I would imagine so. Now, Matt knows that Sam has a Vapor Snag, so tapping out for the Consecrated Sphinx here is not the best.
Yeah, Sam can just upkeep Vapor Snag that.
Yeah.
And then if he...
which would drop Matt to 5, which is very dangerous range.
And then then Sam can Snapcaster Vapor Snag or just Vapor Snag again. And then Matt would fall to 4 and Sam can get an attacking for 3, which would leave Matt at 1.
Meaning that he could
don't really want to be a 1 against Delver because they do have Vapor Snag.
They do have Vapor Snag. They also have Gut Shot. Sam Black does have a Gut Shot in the graveyard. So even without a creature on the board, Sam can direct damage Matt. There's another Snapcaster Mage. This is going to be a Dissipate to counter the Restoration Angel. To put Sam to 7.
Yep. Now Sam can cast Day of Judgment here. You only need 1.
Yep, that's right. That was a very timely Day of Judgment for him. Matt going to ponder his options here. He still has Consecrated Sphinx, which, as we've discussed, is not very good right now. I don't know if it'll ever be very good, if it's not very good right now. There's Matt.
Well, I mean, it just gets progressively better as the hand sizes of both players get smaller.
That's true. And there's a shot of Sam, eagerly awaiting Matt's decisions. I've been on the other side of a table when Sam Black has that look in his eye. He's not particularly worried. He's not scratching his head. He's not moving around a whole lot. He's just thinking and waiting. So he does drop the Consecrated Sphinx. And Sam, as we said, was pretty confident in his opponent's choices. He's got some good options this turn.
Yeah, I mean, the Consecrated Sphinx isn't really a bad play anymore because Sam doesn't have the Angel this time. So it's not like Sam can end step Angel and then upkeep Snag. So it's just fine, basically.
Sam's still only on 4 lands, though, so he doesn't have a ton of options. He's going to upkeep Vapor Snag, Matt Costa.
Perhaps a Ponder here.
Yep, that's a Lorwyn Ponder. So we have a lot of Lorwyn cards that'll be on the battlefield and in play and in the graveyards. There's the Lorwyn Ponder.
One of the best sets ever.
It sure is. Both those cards were commons in that set.
You know what they weren't as good as? Silvergill Adept.
Yeah, well...
Not Silvergill Adept, I'm sorry, Silvergill Dowser.
Silvergill Dowser was fantastic.
Spicy one. All right, so Sam with the Ponder, finding himself another
land.
land.
And finds a land, so he's finally hit 5. Matt Costa draws another Ponder.
Yeah, Matt's hand is just getting better and better.
That is bonkers. That's Restoration Angel, Gataxian Probe on top for Matt Costa.
I mean,
and he has one in hand. So he's just got an army of Flash Flyers at his disposal if he wants them.
Yeah, now once back it's another land, he'll go double Angel. And Sam reveals a hand of, ooh, he did bring in the Dissipate.
So Sam has a Dissipate.
Yep.
That changes things a little bit. Matt still has, he kept that Ponder, so he still has those 3 Angels. He has 2 in hand right now, and 1 on top of his library. And he's also got another Snapcaster Mage in his hand, it looks like. He's got a lot of flash power.
Yeah.
I would not anticipate Matt playing any creatures on his turn for the foreseeable future, in spite of the Consecrated Sphinx making a brief appearance. Sam mulling whether or not he needs to dissipate this Angel here. Do you think he has to dissipate this Angel?
Doesn't
look like he did.
No, you can't, right?
I guess he can't. He has to be wary of...
Because he doesn't have another stag, and then Matt can just make a Sphinx and win.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's bad to let the Angel resolve, but you have to.
So main phase Snapcaster. Sam's going to take a look at the graveyard before this resolves. This is either going to amass components or ponder, most likely. I would not be surprised if this amasses components.
I mean, does he have more than one copy?
He's just going to choose
he only
ponder.
has one.
He only has the one amass the components.
Okay, so a mana leak. He did bring in the negate. Very interesting there.
And mental misstep. Puts the negate in his hand, it looks like.
That's interesting because I often sideboard out mana leak in these blue eye matchups. I guess against Sam's deck you can't sideboard out mana leak, but
Timely reinforcements for Sam Black.
yeah,
Well,
that's going to buy him some time. And
those reinforcements were quite timely. Let's see if this... Is this going to
well,
resolve?
actually, they were
He
not
has-
very timely. That they were drawn the same turn that Matt Costa drew the one negate.
Ah, that's true. They're not
And-
very timely.
And post board, Sam's deck probably only has 2 cards in it that are actual negate targets. Is a Gideon and
And the timely reinforcements.
and I guess the day.
Possibly the Day of Judgment. So yes, the timely will get negated, but the negate will get dissipated. Sam will go to 10 and get 3 soldiers. This will allow Matt to possibly have free reign to play this Consecrated Sphinx. He also has the mana leak, or not the mana leak, the mental misstep to be able to counter a Snapcaster Vapor Snag.
All right, so Matt choosing to jam a Sphinx, and who can blame him? Consecrated Sphinx is like the coolest card ever. Dave Shields, describing Consecrated Sphinx, told me that it is his favorite Magic card ever because when playing Magic, what is fun?
Drawing cards.
Drawing cards. Now, your opponent, if they want to have fun, they can have fun.
Yeah, they can have fun.
But however much fun they have,
you have twice as much
fun.
I like that. That's very good. Yeah, Consecrated Sphinx also one of the 2 recent... Oh, there's a Gideon. Gideon's probably going to have everybody try and come at me, bro. So that's going to come down and make everybody attack him. At least saving Sam a turn. Also,
Yeah, well, it's
allows Sam to swing back with the 1/1s should Matt not have any more creatures. There's a Ponder. It's going to get mental misstepped. Consecrated Sphinx, one of the 2 recently printed 6-drops that I think that are being considered being banned in EDH. Consecrated Sphinx, of course, because if your opponent clones it, everyone just draws their entire library. And Primeval Titan being considered to get rid of in EDH because there's just too many options.
I mean, why are they banning those cards? Isn't Sol Ring still legal?
Yeah. Well, the people who play EDH are very interesting in what they consider to be fair.
Sol Ring is fair?
Sol Ring is fair.
Sol Ring is significantly less fair than drawing your entire deck on like turn 8.
Agreed.
Sol Ring
he kept Sword in.
Wow, my mind is being kind of
So
blown.
Matt Costa has Sword for Sam Black's spirits if he... I mean, of course,
No,
he
he
has
shovels
flyers.
it away.
So, yeah, he has flyers, so
No, I
it's
don't want
not
this
really
sword.
relevant.
When I have all the mana in the world to use my sword, I don't want it. Good thing I sideboarded it in. But actually here, I mean, he obviously doesn't need it. He's sphinxing, you know what I mean? But
So it looks like Jerry has also won his match. He is still X-1. Keep you updated on him as well. He is also playing Blue-White Delver as per his typical plan of attack. Matt Costa, this is a Delver of Secrets. Not the most impressive card on the board right now.
no.
Pretty good on turn 1, not so great on turn 10. Or whatever round, or whatever turn this is. And here's a Consecrated Sphinx.
Sam has a Sphinx of his own now. This creates kind of an interesting situation for Matt. Now, Matt's going to draw his card for his turn because he has to, but then Sam is going to get to draw 2 cards from the Sphinx, which he is definitely going to do. Then that will give Matt the opportunity to draw, if he so chooses, 4 cards. But he probably doesn't want to do that because that'll give Sam the chance to draw more cards. And right now, Matt's ahead. So, Matt, able to flip that Delver, revealing that mental misstep. Now, going to go to his draw step unless he has some sort of effect that can remove Sam's Sphinx.
Nope, there's a draw. Sam will draw 2 cards. So there's 2 triggers on for Matt, which is what is there. He will use 1 trigger. Sam has 2 triggers, and now he has another trigger. Matt Costa now has 3 triggers and 2 triggers. You can keep track at home with your dice. I'm not gonna with the dice on the table. So they're drawing back up to large hand sizes. This is an advantage for Matt.
I don't think that's true. I mean, Matt has more untapped mana right now, but Sam has Gideon in play.
Fair enough. So Sam is going to draw 2 more cards. Matt has 4 triggers. He can draw up to 8 more cards if he so chooses. This is an interesting little sub-game. Now there's a sword. The sword he can put on the Sphinx, making the Sphinx able to kill a Sphinx that would block it.
Correct. And the sword is actually quite good now.
Yeah. Sam now at 6 after the Vapor Snag. Matt counting his library. We're reaching the penultimate stages of the game, so he wants to see how many more cards he wants to have in his hand. The answer is more. Always more cards.
And now, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, so Sam still has 4 triggers. He can still draw cards even though the Sphinx is no longer in play. And this can go on ad infinitum should the players continue to keep drawing cards.
Yeah, now, the Sphinx interaction, Sphinx v Sphinx, is kind of strange.
Yeah.
You know, both players can kind of... One player has to choose to stop drawing cards first.
Yes.
And
It's
somebody's
sort of,
got to
it's
do
an
it.
odd game of chicken that you have to decide.
Yeah, and once you go this deep down the rabbit hole...
It's tough to stop.
Yeah, you
I think
kinda
Matt
don't
has...
deck yourself, and then you both have perfect hands.
Yeah, I
and
think
then
Matt has decided that
it's pretty play intensive.
That's enough. No, the players have stopped drawing cards. Each player has a library in hand. Matt's going to swing in with his team into Gideon Jura. For those of you who are just joining us, this is Star City Games Live. We are in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Invitational Tournament. This is round 11 with Matt Costa against Sam Black. Blue-White Delver against Blue-White Midrange. My name is Ruben Bressler, and I'm here with Jacob Van Lunen. We just saw some Sphinx on Sphinx action, although the Sphinx is no longer on the board for Sam. It got Vapor Snagged. Each player has, I don't know, around 20 cards in hand each. So Sam is going to play Thought Scour, probably targeting Matt here.
Yeah, one would expect that to be true. But at this point...
decking is a viable option, now that each player has drawn many, many cards off of Consecrated Sphinx. Consecrated Sphinx is a 4/6 flyer for 4 colorless blue creature type Sphinx. Sorry?
Matt just drew a card.
Oh.
Hold on. Somebody needs to stop the game.
Someone needs to stop the game. So Matt drew a card off of Sam's Thought Scour, correct?
Yeah, and he would have had to draw 2 if he was going to draw for the Sphinx, but he
did not.
He drew 1, like he cast a Thought Scour.
Right.
So
hopefully we'll be able to pause the game real quick.
Yeah, we need to... do you have a line into them? Okay.
So what happened was Sam Black cast Thought Scour targeting Matt Costa. Each player's library has dropped significantly in size. and
you need
he
to stop
wanted
it
to deck.
quickly.
Yeah, they need to stop the game quickly. If the game continues, Vapor Snag on
Matt drew an
Consecrated
extra
Sphinx.
card.
Matt drew an extra card instead of drawing 2 cards off of Consecrated Sphinx, which would have been the typical result. It was as if he put 2 cards in the graveyard and then drew his card off of his own Thought Scour, which is not what happened. Matt Vapor Snagging a token, which would put Sam to 5.
Yeah, so what happened for everybody who's wondering, Sam Black targeted Matt Costa with the Thought Scour, milling Matt for 2 cards. Matt then got milled for 2 and drew 1 card like he had cast the Thought Scour. And he had a Consecrated Sphinx in play, so he actually could have drawn 2 cards if he had wanted to, so it's not like he was trying to draw an extra card. It's just kind of the habit of you mill yourself for 2 with the Thought Scour and then you draw a card. It's like the mechanical action that your body does. But it did happen, and Matt drew a card in a manner that he was unable to draw cards.
Yes.
So we're just trying to resolve that. And I guess
Another
it's
day of judgment
not
from
getting
Sam
resolved.
Black. Double mana leaked. That's looking like it's going to be close to the end, and that's the match. Matt Costa defeats Sam Black 2-0.
Yeah, kind of an interesting result. That didn't get stopped.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, I don't
tried to
know
pause the match, but as it
what
is,
is going on.
Matt Costa